We are passing out some stickers for ABCs, and then we're also passing out some trees to plant in your yard.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Fabbrini, formerly Highpoint Park. My name is Mike Bickham, and I'm the president of the Hoffman Estates Park Board. On behalf of the commissioners, the board, and staff, I'd like to thank you for joining us on a very special day. And as we come together, we're going to be joining and dedicating this beautiful plaque here to commemorate the individual for whom the park has been renamed, Joseph Fabbrini. Before I begin, I would like to turn it over. We're very fortunate to have Mayor McLeod here. Bill, if you would, say a few words.
Thank you, Mike. This is a really long overdue recognition of Joseph Fabbrini. He was one of the founders of our park district, our world-class park district, that won the gold medal. Outstanding park district. And it was because of the efforts of him and other folks that worked with him that the park district is as great as it is today. I want to commend the park district for their living up to the dream that Joe Fabbrini had. You have to go back to the 60s, and this was quite an adventure to put a park district together, and they did it. They did it successfully. And this is probably our premier park, I believe, in Hoffman Estates, so I think this is very appropriate that it's done. But the Fabbrini family has been a very important part of Hoffman Estates for decades, and it's so good to see so many of them out here, and I think they deserve a lot of the credit too, because without them, Joe wouldn't have been able to do what he did. But thank you. It's a really great honor to be here. I also have with me, we have our village clerk, Bev Romanoff, Trustee Gail Vandenberg, Trustee Ann Rule, and Trustee Mike Gaten. So thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Bill. I'd also like to recognize the members of the park board who are here. Right in the center here, we've got Pat McGinn in the blue shirt. Ron Evans also in the blue long sleeve. Lily Kilbridge is right there in green. Ron Greenberg, our outgoing commissioner, in red. Keith Evans, I believe, also in red, here to my left. And our newest commissioner, Pat Kinane. I also want to recognize staff. Dean Bostrom, our executive director. The wonderful people that are behind the scenes, they're the ones that really make this magic, that put this all together. So they do an awesome job. Who was Joseph Fabbrini, you might ask? You may be wondering. Joseph and Kathleen Fabbrini and their 4 children lived on Harvard Avenue in the Highlands subdivision of Hoffman Estates during the 1960s and 70s. Joseph Fabbrini was a member of the Village Recreation Committee and the steering committee that took the referendum to vote that formed the Park District in 1964. Joseph was among the first residents elected to the Park Board of Commissioners. The commissioners took office on May 22, 1964. Each of the 5 commissioners drew from a hat a slip of paper determining their terms at varying lengths from 2 years to 6 years. Joseph drew a 4-year term. He believed, as we do today, that it was the obligation of the Park District to reach all residents and encourage programming for adults, children, and for the whole family. He served on the Park Board as a commissioner and as the Park District's first executive director through 1967, which at the time was a volunteer position. His vision was to make this and programs accessible to children in all areas, and so created a summer program held at the local school playgrounds called Tot Lot. The Tot Lot program later evolved into the Park District's popular summer camp program that today has more than 4,300 kids each year. He worked with School District 54 to establish the cooperative agreement we have today. The first program provided physical education programs and Saturdays at those schools. It also provided summer lessons for children ages 7 through 13 for 6 weeks of supervised activities that range from golf to tennis to arts and crafts at Hillside, Hoffman, and Fairview schools. Today, that agreement allows us to run are before and after school programs for 300 families. For adults, he developed the popular Thursday evening bridge program at Robert Frost Junior High, which resulted in a charter from the American Contract Bridge League, enabling participants to play for master points. Teenagers enjoyed the first volleyball program under Joseph Fabbrini, and outdoor ice skating rinks were established in the winter of 1965, which I was reading, and I want to also acknowledge the village. In the May newsletter, there was a nice blurb, nice article about today's event dedication, and I think part of the history article mentioned a Pontiac loaded convertible was about $1,795. Pretty good in today's terms. In 1966, the district added after-school sports programs for boys, including baseball, football, and basketball, similar to the popular programs we still have today. Plus, fishing and horseback riding were offered. Adults were treated to gourmet cooking classes and a series of concerts in the park. The Guild Players Theater Troupe offered workshops and performances. Tennis courts were built in Lakeview Park, made possible by a donation from the Hoffman Estates Women's Club. Perhaps one notable contribution was made not by Joseph, but by his daughter Sue Ellen, who in 1965 appealed to the park board to provide for five ducks on Hillcrest Pond, and got the board to approve food for those ducks. I think there's about second or third generation still enjoying the fruits of that labor. However, having reviewed all the remarkable things that Joseph Fabbrini achieved, I think the plaque sums it up. Quote, "This park is dedicated to Joseph L. Fabbrini, a member of the Village Recreation Committee that proposed a referendum to form the Hoffman Estates Park District in 1964. Joseph was a founding commissioner of the Park District and its first volunteer executive director until 1967. He believed that the Park District should reach all residents and encourage programming for the whole family. And during his tenure, he created the summer playground program for children called Tot Lot. Thanks to his vision and dedication, Hoffman Estates residents may now enjoy many parks, facilities, and programs for generations to come." Before we cut the ribbon, I'd like to turn it over to Lisa Crockett with the Fabbrini family, who has a few words to say. Lisa?
Thank you. Even in the early days of Hoffman Estates as such a young community, my dad knew that he wanted to contribute because he loved the community so much. And he got involved and helped put some things into place that are the genesis of today's Park District. And I just really would like to acknowledge the Park District again. What an amazing facility and parks and recreation that we have in Hoffman Estates. And I just wanted to acknowledge that. You know, we as kids got to enjoy the parks and the programs, and now our kids have enjoyed it as well. And I'd like to thank the city fathers from way back then who had the vision to make parks and recreation a priority. So on behalf of my mom, my siblings, and our extended family and friends that are here today, thank you so much for recognizing my dad by naming the park after him. And we continue to wish the Hoffman Estates Park District wonderful vision and leadership that they have, continued great success. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. So now, the unveiling. Let's take a look at the final product, shall we? Wonderful. You can do it. All right. Okay, part 2 for Plant Your Parks Day. We have, again, the United Airlines Foundation. We have volunteers here today. I want to thank them for coming out. We have a few trees, 26, I believe, and a lot of volunteers. Thank you. I'll just read here what you see on the plaque. A big thanks to the United Airlines Eco Skies Community Grant Program for funding the 26 trees in this grove. A special thanks to the employees of United who volunteered to plant these trees. And I think if I will, I'll turn it over to Rob. Rob?
Thank you very much. United Airlines is thrilled to be a part of this and to partner with the Hoffman Estates Park District and through our Echo Skies Community Grant Program, and being able to replant trees into an area that was highly affected by the emerald ash borer. We're thrilled to be a part of this.
Trees and emerald ash borers. The emerald ash borer is a non-local bug. It came over from, I think, China, and it's invasive in that it lands on a tree, bores a hole in the tree, and it lays its eggs inside the tree. When the eggs hatch, the bug crawls around the tree and circles up, down, all around, and eats the inner bark of the tree. Now, a tree is basically made up of straws. You got up straws and down straws. The up straws bring up the water from the ground up to the leaves, where the leaves do their thing and make food for the trees. Then the food, which is glucose, comes down the outer straws, for lack of a better term, and feeds the rest of the tree, feeds the roots, the leaves, the branches, stimulates the growth. Now the emerald ash borer cuts these down straws. So the tree, even though it looks healthy, there's no food getting to the tree. So when an emerald ash borer is in a tree, quite often you'll see a lot of growth low down on the tree. And that's because all these things are getting cut higher up.
Well,
And by the way, the Northern Illinois Raptor, they are located at Vogelay Park. So if you come out to Vogelay, we have four different housing areas for them now. They're a great attraction.
What we are doing is exhibiting the birds of prey that we have with the Northern Illinois Raptor Center. Each one of these birds have been either sick or injured out in the wild, and they cannot go back out in the wild because of that. This bird had this is an American kestrel, smallest of the falcons. He had his wing badly injured. It was fixed, but it's not well enough for him to sustain the flight to catch wild prey. So we feed him instead. The falcons have those teardrop lines going down from their eyes. One of the things that the kestrel does is when he focuses on something, and the branch may go up and down, he stays focused, and you'll see he keeps his head there as it goes up, as the branch goes up and down. We are located at Vogelay Park in Hoffman Estates, and the birds will be on exhibit there for the rest of this year. We were waiting for it to get a little bit nicer to put them out. We have 5 birds at this point. This one, and also a red-tailed hawk, a great horned owl, a screech owl, and a barred owl. All of them either injured or sick and cannot go back out into the wild. So they will live out their lives with us.
And without further ado, I guess we're at the tough part, or maybe the fun part, the tough and fun part, where we're going to do the planting of the trees. So has everybody got their gear ready? Are they all pumped up, ready to go?
let's do this.
All right, let's do it.